people, don't let me laugh and bow. I haven't done this interview in a long time. Hi. Why did you let somebody else interview me? She make me laugh. Just me, expression. Hi, my name is Sandi I'm the creative director for Diva Delicious in Ghana.
What is Diva Delicious?
It's a, let's say, when people ask me that question, I don't even know what to say. Wait, I hope you're not recording. Okay. Diva Delicious is a brand that was birthed out of just me expression. So Diva Delicious basically is a fashion brand that I started 11 years ago.
Dang, already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, you're right.
Yeah, 11 years. I started off making bags because I wanted to do something different. So I started off working on woven bags in college, and basically it just took off because a lot of people loved it. And then in between that, I was doing a lot of styling for commercials and for photo shoots, fashion shoots and all. And I realized that a lot of times I would just sketch or come up with a design and then have the designers make it for me. So I was like, maybe I can start like a ready-to-wear brand that everybody can identify with, you know. So I started with some little pieces here and there. And then I guess the designs just kept coming and coming. So it birthed out, and then some way, somehow through the journey, I read a lot about sustainable fashion and how to basically going green.
Right.
And in our society in Ghana, I felt like it's something that we needed to adopt, a culture that we needed to adopt because of the amount of waste and everything around. Like you open your eyes and you see it around. Everywhere. So basically it was like how to take that and then put it into my clothing. And at that time I was drawn to batik. So batik making and tie-dyes and all of that because the market of wax prints was so saturated.
I know.
So I wanted something different, something out of the ordinary. So then I started concentrating on mixing batik fabrics with contemporary fabrics like cotton and organzas and everything. We're not 100% sustainable now, but we try.
From nursing to design. Like, how did you decide that,
funny,
okay, I'm going to do nursing?
I think with nursing, nursing, I don't know about nursing anywhere, so I'll say nursing in Ghana is very, very challenging. There wasn't so many amenities available. Right. You know, the basic stuff like gloves and everything was not available. And then it's a profession that you have to kind of draw a thin line between empathy and sympathy. And I couldn't.
Can you explain?
Because when people came to you empathize with them. Yeah. But then I took their troubles home.
Yourself.
Yeah, and I took it on myself. So I would always, I'm like, oh man, and it was just one story after the other and after the other. And then you see so many things. Yeah, you see so many things in the hospital, and there's so many things that are just so basic, and so you feel like it's not something that should cause somebody to either their case to deteriorate or this, but because of the lack of facilities or equipment or whatever, it just prolongs some certain processes and everything. So I used to take my work home all the time. And then for the longest time, I wasn't producing anything. I was not...
so you were doing the nursing and the bags at the same time as in to sell?
Yes.
Hey, hustler.
Charlie. So, basically, so it was like, okay, one day I woke up and I had realized that for about 8 months to a year, I've been very dull. Like I didn't have no inspiration. I wasn't motivated. I was like clockwork. I get up, go to work, come back. My side hustle, which is Diva Delicious, was suffering because I couldn't produce. There was nothing in my head. There was no inspiration, nothing. So then I woke up in the morning one day. I was like, what does your heart beat for more? Right. Like, what would you wake up to? What do you want to wake up to every morning and be happy to, do, And it was Diva Delicious. So I just made that decision that, okay, I have got to go. It was quite a sad situation because I had built relationships with my certain patients. I was at the renal unit because I was a renal nurse. So they would come in for dialysis and go and everything. So it was a bit difficult. So I was volunteering on the side every once in a while. I still do it. I haven't done it this year, but I still do it every once in a while. One day I get the call, I'll do nights and everything because I was like the life of the party in the hospital.
So you did. Yeah, I believe it.
People come for midnight dialysis, and I'm like, okay, popcorn for everybody and this. So I feel like I put a little bit of smiles on their faces, and sometimes, as a nurse, you should, just make people smile.
But then before you actually went into nurse, was that your passion? Like when you were
nursing?
Was that like?
I don't think nursing really was my passion.
How did you get into it? Why was it like your parents or?
Initially, I wanted to be a pediatrician.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do the whole medical school and everything. Yeah. Then I got into it, and I'm like, oh hell no, this is too much reading. It looks fancy to say I'm a doctor and everything, but it was too much reading, too much learning for me. I was like, I'm not built for this. So I was like, okay, what's the next step after? Because then it was nursing, so I just decided to. And for some funny reason, I always thought that I'll be living in America, so nursing, I'll be making money and everything. Right. So I guess that's the childish brain in me. That's the truth. But here I am 11 years later.
Yeah. Wow. That's a crazy story.
I know.
But then, so when you were in the nursing school, Diva Delicious was born.
It started, nursing school. It started in Legon.
It had launched or it was just a side
thing? It was a side for like a year.
What switched for you to be like, okay, this is something that I can make my full time?
I think when I started making money from it. Yeah. And then it was just the feedback, like people would get it, oh, I have never seen anything like this. Then I started getting orders from America, London, all over, and I was like, oh wow, okay. This is a thing. This is quite new, because I didn't think people would accept it, because it was just a woven bag from Volga and everything.
It was so different.
But I thought I was different. I thought it was fun, it was colorful, it was quirky, and I think that's even why I came up with the name Diva Delicious, because in my head it was just like candy. Yeah. So that's how it was.
And what did you experience some difficulties getting the brand off the ground? Like what?
In the beginning, my challenges, one was basically, we had social media, but because of Facebook, but it wasn't as grand as social media is now. So it was just like getting people to know it, what it was, the story behind it and everything. And then it was also a production thing, because it was a little bit of a struggle getting people to do handmade things, but to make it look the same and to be consistent and everything. At some point I had to give up and just say, you know what, this is authentic, 100% handmade. Yes. So there'll be differences in one, but I didn't understand it then till I had to accept that fact and everything. So that was a challenge that was turned to, and people actually liked it, because then they felt like every piece will be unique for them only. And then I had an issue with shipping also. That was a major issue for me, shipping from Ghana.
And have you fixed that issue now? Is it So how do you how is it now?
Thankfully DHL has created a platform for a lot of entrepreneurs in Ghana. Okay. So we have accounts with them, and they pick it up, they ship it.
It's not too expensive?
At a lower rate.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it easier, because a lot of times when you told people that, it's so and so amount, they'll be like, are you crazy?
Yeah, it's like the same
amount. But then it's being shipped all the way from here. And then getting people to trust your brand. Because also there was a thing that if you order things in Africa, you never get it. West Africa, you never get it. Or your credit card will be stolen. It was always one thing or the other. And then there was payment, how would people abroad pay? So all of that, but then thanks to PayPal and thanks to the bank system, the wiring and everything, I think most of those challenges have been sorted out. So I guess it was just something that was a process, to get people on board and all.
And then, so when you went and you told your parents that, okay, I'm going to be a designer. What was that? Because I know Ghanaian parents and artwork.
I mean, when I my mom was a businesswoman. She's a Shanti woman. She was like, oh, okay, well, you can do that and do nursing on the side. So I was like, okay. Yeah. And then my dad was like, hey, me do go school. But then he was quite, like, he would say that, but he's like, okay, but I know you have a good head on your shoulder, so you know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, so they were supportive till I said that, oh, I'm completely quitting nursing and I'm doing Diva Delicious. And then they were a bit, worried, right. Because you have to have a career, you have to be independent, And I was like, oh, don't worry, I got this. This is going to go good. I just need your support. We'll push through it. If anything happens and it doesn't work out, I can always go back to nursing. And they're like, okay, as long as we have that understanding, then that's fine. So then I pretty much say we did it. Well, there was no war, Third World War in my house, nothing. It was just pretty smooth sailing. So I thank God for my parents a lot, because I don't think a lot of people have this opportunity and this support and everything. So my family has been amazing through it all, through thick and thin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what are some of the thins? Wait, is the thick good or the thick whatever? Thick. What are some of the bad things? What are some of the obstacles that you've been able to accomplish, like, or overcome? Diva Delicious related. Over
the years, I think some of the obstacles I've been able to accomplish is production. Production was a very big thing for me, especially
for the bags or the clothes.
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
For the bags was a bit easier, but then also from Accra to Bolga was a bit far.
Yeah.
So it would be difficult to make that trip all the time. And those days we didn't have flights going to Tamale, and
so
it was a bit difficult. I had to do a 16 to 18 hour drive.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. 2, and then coming back was another. So it was very tiring. And then you get there, you didn't know the people. But I was able to, I connected with this widows group that make the clothes. So basically it was like an organization. They make the clothes, they make the bags. And then in turn, when you pay them, that's when they cater to their kids and everything. So I thought that was amazing, because then I thought I would also give out, in some way, shape, or form. So that's I missed them.
Oh.
So I have to go back and definitely get the bag thing rolling again, because it's been a while. It's been close.
That's crazy though, because nobody would think that
and everything.
That's what you go. Somebody would be like, "Oh, Diva Delicious." They don't know what.
Also, I didn't think to make that such a big deal, because then a lot of people also thought that maybe a lot of brands, a lot of people were going about this whole charity thing,
I see.
So I didn't want it to be like
because other people were using it as a gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't want to come across as that. So it's something that I would hardly ever mention. I just do what I need to do there, and then I come back, and
Wow. Mm-hmm. And then, so what's next? Because I see that you're doing the bridal. That's a booming market, so you're going to be...
That's why
I'll be coming to borrow money soon.
I mean, bridal has become huge in Ghana. When I go on my Instagram or Facebook, my feeds, it's all bridal. I don't know if I'm following too many bridal brands or what, but it seems like all bridal, all proposal, everything wedding. So my mom started a souvenir thing, Little Big Tokens, where she does stuff for bridal people, and a lot of times people came to us to do custom-made wedding guest outfits and things like that. And so we tried our hands on a couple of them, and we decided, you know what, let's explore this. So that's what we're doing right now. We're exploring the bridal world to see what it has for us. So we're just, at this stage, trying to incorporate a little bit of Diva Delicious to the traditional bridal stuff to wear, to see how that will go.
And so far, how is it?
So far, it's been good. We're still in the very beginning stages, but so far it's been good. It's been good.
And then what else?
So that, and then we're coming back with new designs for the bags, and then I got this idea of started drawing on on clothes.
Right.
So basically, you know, Diva Delicious, colorful, exuberant. We're
fun.
For the woman that does not take herself too seriously.
Thank you.
You know,
That's
she's
me.
a boss chick and everything, but she knows how to lay it down and have fun. That's what I want. I wanted people to come inside, get clothes that they feel free in it. It's like I want to say it's like wild cards after wild card clothes. You know, something colorful for weddings, for home, for every day, ready to wear, whatever you want. So we started painting on the dresses, on the tops and everything, and then it just started booming. It just flew. And so we had to, right now we have to make it a separate brand.
Right.
So that's now for art's sake.
Yeah.
So we team up with different artists and then they come up with the design and then just
so good.
put it. So we make the clothes and then we collaborate with them. So we actually started, we separated that from the Diva Delicious brand about 2 months ago. So it's still new, but we've been doing the arts on clothes for about 5 years now.
Oh,
I think
really?
my first
Already?
one was like 5 years, yeah. And
where's the time going?
I know. I had to look back on Instagram to see how when the first one was, and it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
That is crazy.
And I was like, wow, okay.
2015, yeah.
Yeah, so we're just coming up with new designs, new clothes, tops, whatever, and then just collaborating with different artists and everything. I'm hoping to do. There's so many people on my list of things to do with. Maku Azu, I want to collaborate with her to do one. I want to collaborate with Medici.
Okay.
And then there's so many people in my mind. So. Anyway, let's talk relationship. All these boys and